Hi everyone, it's Debbie here at Joy-Based Living, where we're creating a world where joy is empowered and action is inspired. So I've been working on this tagline for a few months now, and for not because I feel like I want to be a great brand or something like that, but more to attract the right people to joy-based living so that we're serving the people who this message is and that this work is created for, that we're in the right conversation together, and also to reinforce and validate the experiences that our members are honestly, truly, really having. So I have had conversations with a couple of our deepest inner circle members, and I ran this by them. We are creating a world where joy is empowered and action is inspired. And I said, on a scale of 1 to 10, how true does this feel? And both of them said 10. And I'm like, yes, because to me that is alignment, that is integrity, that's validation. To me, it's like, yes, we're on track with who we are being authentically. Now, what I really love about these words are powerful, is that it riffs off into a lot of different directions that are meaningful, that lead to important conversations that we at Joy-Based Living are interested in having. So, for example, joy is empowered leads to thoughts about, why does it need to be empowered? Joy is just there. Well, anger can be empowered. And I think joy often gets disempowered. And so we can take a look at that. And so this kind of moves into the conversation about the N word. I am like going to be severely decreasing the number of times of using the word narcissistic abuse. I'm not interested. I don't want to keep it alive. I want to keep it available for people whose joy is being disempowered due to that level of destruction in their life and what to do about it. The more important thing is about what to do about it. But even in that conversation about the N word, which in one of my blog posts, I was trying to give it like an acronym, an NA, and I was like, oh, not applicable. Oh, yes, that's a good affirmation. I like that. It's the conversation about the NA is that it's happening inside of a much larger conversation, that our deeper value is empowering joy. And what that means is we're constantly asking ourselves and each other, how do you want to change and grow in your life? What would you like to see happen next? How can I support you? It's that kind of positively evolving storyline. And it doesn't always have to be like fast action oriented. Sometimes it's, I want to take a few months or a few years and simply experience contentment with my grandchildren. Or it doesn't have to be, running around. I have wonderful friends who live in the deep woods of Alaska, and they are not running around. They are there for enjoying the sacredness of the experience of experiencing their own lives together in the middle of the woods. So that's and joy is empowered and action is inspired. Is this really what's true for you? That's the important question. It's not what should you be doing? It's not, how should you be constructing your life? It's what do you know inside of you that is so important to you that if you don't do it, you'll feel regretful for not having moved in that direction at least and done your best. In the last few years, I had two spiritual mentors. Well, one spiritual mentor and my first coach died a very dear friend of mine a few years before that, there's been a few deaths in my life that, for a while, whenever I was thinking about them, I was like, man, they were too young. Man, in some of their cases, I watched them sabotage. In some of their cases, I watched them bang their head against the wall a lot of times, or leave their heart way too open. Or one of them I saw coming from 10 miles away was too much of the old style motivational literature. That stuff, it's not bad information. It's just, if it's not balanced, it's very masculine powered information. And if you're not using it in balance with feminine power, it'll give you an anxiety, heart attack, whatever. So I watch people die this way. And so when I would think about them, I was like, man, I had this regretful feeling inside of me. And then I turned it around. Because I didn't like feeling that way whenever I thought about them. These are people that I dearly appreciate. They were masters at what they taught. They weren't perfect. We are now on the leading edge of more conversations and more consciousness, and they did not have these tools. And I love them and appreciate them, so I didn't want to be having conflicting feelings about them. And then I came across a message of, when somebody dies, a very appropriate feeling, especially if you love them, is to simply feel love for them. And my heart shifted after that. So now whenever I think about them, I feel deep love for them. And I was going to say something else about that. I know that we're all struggling in some ways with people who've left. Oh, yes, that's what it was. It's about inspired action. The other thing that I do when I think about them is I think, well, you know what? They're not here. I am. I'm not going to go into conversations about talking with the dead. It's not about that. I'm here. I am here. And I have something to contribute here. And as I shifted into that mode, I kind of started feeling their presence behind me and going, yes, this is what we want you to have. Now, whether that's true or real or not, I don't really care. It feels good inside. It's no longer like a dual conflicting feeling. It's a whole integrated feeling now, which is part of a feeling of empowering joy and taking inspired action. It moves me forward more beautifully, with more feelings of support. So that's my take on a few different topics here. I really want this channel to become more open source, more conversational. I'm really enjoying some of the YouTubers out there who are doing that. And so they're modeling for me what that looks like and what it feels like. This is new for me. And so if you have questions or thoughts or ideas, or where you are in your life, what's your growing edge, what's important to you, what is sincerely on your mind that has to do with your up-leveling your experience, in what ways do you want to empower joy more, and you want to have more inspired action, take more inspired action. That's what we're here for. Everything else is under that umbrella. I'm so proud of that. Thank you for listening. Thank you for being here. And I look forward to getting to know you better. Bye for now.